People were afraid.
Kind of a shock.
Stream 85 plus live channels with Tube TV.
Early morning shift, we catching all the fiends just waking up. Glass table, 100 baggers, bunch of scales just breaking up. Product raw, baking soda, cut it, grab it, shake it up. All over your wifey face, ain't no way I can make this up. My status like a guard here, trenches on a lawn chair. Ass so fat, we all stare. Pretty face with blonde hair. I walk like a ball player. Pain, I got so used to that. Like, why you showing us you strapped when you knowin' you ain't using that? Never spit confusing rap. I'm straight to the point with mine. Mad at me, cause when it comes to this life, no, I'm enjoying mine. All the crime, I registered. Run up in bodegas till I can clear out that register. Our felonies be predicate. Get a nigga fit for a casket. Write down his measurements. Human race is on my feet. These kicks only Pharrell could get. East Coast in the air, across the street. I know you smell this shit. Condo in South Beach, soon as the weather switch. Casablanca silk outfit. With ashes everywhere. Grave sites, we pulling up with liquor. My niggas buried there. Pure innocence, they dying young. Balloons and teddy bears. It's thug life, turn on the lights. It feel like Machiavelli here. Hit 'em up. Only God can judge me. No, I'm troublesome. Foreign bitch just caught a flight. Chew me up like bubblegum. We be trying to run up that bag with them. You fall in love with them. Opposition, never feel sad for them. Got no love for them. Niggas don't know about running no laps. You lost it all and you want to get back. I had this thing told I was stuck in the trap. Adjusted my freedom, I wanted it back. I never knew that I wanted to rap. My auntie was tripping, she just wanted crack. Sometimes you go through it, you just want to snap. Not talking about money, I don't want to chat. We was the ones that got them niggas jealous. Now that I got it, nothing you can tell us. Got our own product, what is you gon' sell us? I move like a nigga that got to the money before the cameras was up in our face. Light-skinned bitches in the new Jordans. I think that's all that I wanted to chase. Bad checks, I would run up and chase. I hope they don't ask for ID. Project nigga with an actress. I just hope she don't ask where I be. I dream of my niggas the hours I actually sleep. Like we back in the streets. New hustle, started doing movies. Had to understand ain't nobody acting with me. Back on me, niggas acting like they was scared. Nobody was trapping with me. They gotta hate it, the way we getting this paper. Free my niggas to solid, or couple favors. Trap Hamilton, levers is custom, couple flavors. Niggas don't know how I feel to get shot or cut with a razor. You gotta hate us, we only attracting paper. With every deal I sign, just remind me that I'm the greatest. I feel like Muhammad was stuck on the block, now I'm on the island. I bust the Cartier down, they told me the crown just come with time. King of New Yeti, Frank Wizzy, walk on the stage like I'm Diddy. My young niggas got Drakes, make me feel like I'm with Drizzy. Shorty was young, went to Miami, now that girl from the city. Surrounded by work, so the first thing I learned was get busy.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love. Salute to everybody that's tuned in right now. If you are tuned in, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If y'all haven't yet, make sure y'all hit that like button. After y'all hit the like button, make sure y'all share the show. Make sure y'all share the show. Share it on your community tab, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you share videos. Share this video is very much appreciated. It's very much appreciated. This is your first time here, first time listener. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Salute to the A Game family. Salute to the A Game Nation. Salute to everybody who supports Sheep Stay Sleep TV, man. It's much love. Much love to y'all, man. And last but definitely not least, make sure y'all financially support the show. You can do so by going to CashApp $Sheep Stay Sleep TV. That's CashApp $Sheep Stay Sleep TV is where you can go to financially support the show. All other donation links will be in the chat room. If you have any questions, any comments you would like me to acknowledge, go ahead and put it through with your super chat and I will post them. Salute to everybody in the building once again. Shout out to Perfect Timing Podcast. Salute. Shout out to Chickadee on the check-in. What's going on? Shout out to Bronze Dip on the check-in. Appreciate you. Shout out to Fireman on the check-in. Shout out to Sir Obadiah on the check-in. Shout out to my man Rashawn on the check-in. Shout out to Juan G's on the check-in. Shout out to the Bishop on the check-in. A-Game family in the building. Salute. Shout out to Shango Zulu on the check-in. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of y'all that's in the clouds. Shout out to everybody. Salute. Y'all see today's title. We're going to talk about thot culture. But before we get into it, make sure if y'all haven't yet, if y'all tuned in right now, if y'all haven't yet, make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother, the Book of Ronan. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother, the Book of Ronan. Definitely A-Game family, A-Game nation. And he's promoting the A-Game lifestyle over there, man. So make sure y'all go over there and check out my brother, the Book of Ronan. Now, we're going to be talking about thot culture today. We're going to be talking about thot culture. But we're going to be speaking about thot culture from another perspective. Because, see, we all know that we are living in thot culture. Let's just start with that. We're living in thot culture. We all know that. Right? And we know for the most part, all the things that we speak on is a representation of thot culture. Everything that we speak on here in the Black manosphere, when we talk about single mothers, when we speak on the lack of marriage, when we speak on out of wedlock births, all of these things that we speak on, all of the nuances, we're speaking on thot culture, or we're speaking on the culture, period. Right? And what I need brothers to understand today is that when we speaking on thot culture, there's both sides of the spectrum that we need to address when we speaking on thot culture. See, because we only speak on the behalf of the female. We only speak on thot culture on behalf of the behavior or behaviors of the woman. And see, I have to shout out my brother's father's time, salute, for coming up with this great concept we call biocotyrons. See, because we do know and we do understand that culture gives birth to the environment. We do know this because what? Culture is influence. It's influence, energy. It is the ethics of the people. You see? Which gives what? Birth or structure to the environment, which we have today and which we see. This is why we see high levels of prostitution. This is why you see a high level of STDs, HIV rates. Shout out to my brother, the Bishop. He had a great show last night. Y'all go check it out on his channel. Y'all type in the Bishop, where we spoke on Fifth and Benediction, and he also had a doctor on there who's a black woman, and we spoke on sexual health. And Dr. Evier, she was speaking on how women who are escorts or prostitutes, you know, who partake in thought culture with selling themselves, she said that those women are at a higher risk, or usually those are the women who carry the most STDs. And a lot of those women, you know, have HIV. So she was advising brothers to stay away from those kind of women because we're putting ourselves, our health, right? Which is supposed to be the second most important thing in our lives as men, is our health. She's saying that those women contract HIV and STDs at a higher rate. And this is because of what? Thought culture. Thought culture. You see? And now we even have children being born. This is where the biology comes in. You have children being born into this culture. This is why the environment is the way it is. This is why you see 3-year-olds on Instagram and Facebook twerking, and their mothers is telling them to twerk. You see? Because the mother understands that there will be an incentive to continue to promote this culture. And that affects the environment. You see? So when we talking about thought culture and we speaking on, you know, WAP, you know, and all of these other songs that these women are putting out there and promoting this you know, just promoting this culture to women and letting them know, listen, this is what it is. This is what you hear the women say. You even hear the women say it on these panels. I don't know what y'all mad at. This is what it is. Meaning she's telling you this is the culture. This is what goes on out here. This is what's going on in the environment. And when we talk about this stock culture, in this space, we like to take it back to slavery. Because you can also use the concept of biocothyron when talking about slavery. You see? So it's the same process. But in this space, a lot of the men for a long time were being disingenuous and only speaking on thought culture from what women do, as if women created thought culture. We know who created thought culture. The slave master. See, the slave master created thought culture because that's his culture. Go back into his history. You'll see that. Sexual debauchery, that's their culture. Watch the movie Caligula. Watch the movie Caligula. Go and look into the history of what Valentine's Day is really about. This is all sexual debauchery, thought culture. This is what they do. And back in those times, they had a bunch of STDs. The number one STD they had was syphilis. Go and do your history. You see? The black woman didn't create that culture. The slave master did, because that's his culture. And he brought his culture with him. You see? The black woman ain't create that culture. Megan the Stallion didn't create that culture. She's perpetuating and promoting it. But see, there was also another thought on the farm, on a slave farm, that y'all don't like to speak about. Y'all don't like to speak about what happened to us, the men. Master Stallion. Let's talk about him. See, we cannot act like he doesn't exist. Because you know who's Master Stallion? The rappers who were saying it's about to be a hot boy summer. See, those are Master Stallions. You see? Let's talk about him. Let's talk about the male thought that was made on a slave farm. Them bed bucks. Let's talk about them. And why most of you black men today look at yourself as a walking penis. That's because that's what you were on the slave farm. That's a male thought. That's a part of thought culture. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why you don't feel good enough to be the best father you could be. You don't feel that way about yourself because you only feel like you only good for your sex. I know a lot of black men like that. I know a lot of black men right now who are dealing with that, who can't move on in their life because their whole life, all they did was chase their penis. And that shit destroyed their life. Being a bed buck. Let's talk about that, you little thot. Let's talk about that. How has that served you? How has that served black men as a group partaking in thought culture? Huh? How has that served the community? You walking around dropping penis slips off. How has that served the community? How has that helped the environment? Huh? So you're not feeding thought culture? So you sitting here smashing all the thoughts and then blaming the thoughts for letting you smash? Huh? Huh? Both of y'all are willing participants. What are you talking about? Because she need another thought to be a thought. Remember that. She needs another thought to be a thought. Because who these thoughts are fucking? Huh? Who you think these chicks on back pages is making money off of and living their life off of? They living off of thoughts and undercover thoughts. Dudes who don't want to show that they're into that lifestyle, and dudes who are open about it. But you still partaking in thought culture. And then you turn around and blame the thought. But you just paid the thought. See, the only one, and I gotta shout Ringo out for this, because he the only one that speaks on this. Not kind of, but he speaks on this. But he's not in this space. But I gotta shout him out. Because I understand why y'all don't like him. Because he holding brothers accountable for what they do. See, you haven't got off the plantation if you still running around on the blade. See, I spoke about this. If you still running around tricking, you haven't got off the plantation. You see? Because on the plantation, they had hoe houses where dudes like you go and pay for them women. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how Master programmed you to feed that culture by laying up with these women, by having children with these type of women. See, Master taught you well too, boy. You Master Stallion. That's what you are. Go ahead and knock his money. Go ahead and knock as many black women up and just leave the children. See, that's what Master taught you. You learned that on them breeding farms where he had you going from woman to woman. Busting nuts, getting it back up, going to the next woman, inseminating her. inseminating her. See, they even use this term in the porn world. This is why I did the show, and shout out to my brother, the Bishop, too. He also spoke about this porn stuff. Because they even have the slavery stuff in porn. They don't just have it with the women and the ghetto gaggers. Let's talk about interracial. Let's talk about that. The BBC is for white women and women who are not black. Let's talk about that. And how they got a whole section where they display black men being called bulls. Let's talk about that. That's not that culture? What you call that? That's not that culture? You a bull, ain't you? That's what they call you on them farms. You was a bull. And then they replay it in porn with these white women. And you inseminating them. Let's talk about that. Oh, why y'all don't talk about that? You ashamed? Oh, because you like inseminating yourself. You still a slave. You need some healing, bro. You need this. Let me show you what you need, bro. You need this, bro. You need this. You need this. You need some spiritual healing, bro. Because you taking all your wealth and spending all your leisure time being a goddamn slave. That's what you doing. You don't even know it. You don't even know it. You don't even know it. Man, I'm just running around smashing these chicks. I'm just running around smashing these chicks. Yeah, like Master taught you. Like Master taught you. That's what Master taught you. He taught you to go around and be a degenerate and be a deadbeat and leave a bunch of children in different places. Master taught you that because you was doing that on them slave farms. You forgot how many children you had, like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne probably don't even know how much children he got. This dude said at one point he was having children in damn near every country he was traveling to. See, we learned this from Master. This is where we learned this from. This is where it originally came from. You got to smash and dash. Because on them breeding farms, Master made you got to hurry it up. Then when you get it out, you get it back up and you do it again. And they have women lined up. They have women lined up like you do. I got a line up. I got a line up. And I'm not here to shame you if you do. So if you got a problem with what I'm saying, exit stage left. Because I'm not here shaming no one, but I'm here speaking the truth. See, you can't say I'm lying. Can't say that. You may not like what I'm saying, though. And that's cool. That's cool. But tell me I'm lying. You got to line up. Like they used to line them women up. Like they used to line them women up. And make you inseminate all of them and keep it going. You're a thot too. And a lot of you dudes is 40, 50 and still living this type of life. And then you come on here and talk about what these women are doing. When you paying these women, you're partaking in the culture. You are partaking in the destruction of their environment. Our children have to go outside and see a bunch of used condoms and shit everywhere because of this. Because of this. I know I've been seeing used condoms on the ground and all that stuff since I was a little boy. This is the culture. But why in this space? Why we don't speak about it from what happened to us? And how this is affecting us. And not just our money. Not just our money. You know, some of these dudes don't even feel like men if they're not having sex. They don't even feel like men. They don't feel like men. They do not feel worthy. They do not feel like they have a reason to exist. Because it's like, man, my whole existence is to prove to women that I'm a man. So the way I do that is I make sure I go work. I make sure I go have sex with her. But your life has no true meaning because your life don't have any value. And when I say it doesn't have any value, it doesn't have any value to you. This is why in the 10 life value system, it starts with spiritual value. It starts with the knowledge of oneself. It starts with you. You see? So just like the female thot don't have any knowledge of herself, you don't either. You don't have any spiritual value, your damn self. You're running around here saying you're amoral. You run around here saying you're amoral, but then you say you're speaking for black men too. And you down with your brothers. How? You're not. Either you with it or you're not. You come on. You need to get you some spiritual value about yourself. You need to get a grip on yourself. You see? This is why y'all still wake up every day and keep whining about what the women ain't doing and why the women ain't getting it together. Like we got it together. As if we got it together as black men. We don't. We don't. And we're not trying to get it together, especially in this space. Because y'all still want to tell half the goddamn story. You still want to speak from a biased perspective. This is why men are not growing in the space. This is why a lot of the young dudes who are in this space are partaking in bullshit with dudes who are actually supposed to be guiding and leading them to do the right shit in this space, to run their channels the correct way. But instead, y'all got these young dudes on the panels with y'all being goofy. That's why when these young dudes be ready, they fly off their handle and be disrespectful with a lot of you older dudes on here. It's because y'all how y'all carry yourself. They like, dude, you can't tell me nothing because me and you was just doing the same shit the other day. You see? See, when you're on here and you're promoting the rhetoric that you're promoting, you know, everything is a chick's fault. My life is the way it is because of what women did to me. You know who taught you to play victimhood too? Master. Just like he taught your mama to play victim. He taught your mama to play victim. So what you think you gonna do? It's her fault. You saying it's her fault, she's saying it's your fault. So what gets done? Nothing. So who wins? Master. Your master stallion. That's who you are. You continue to perpetuate the cycle of ignorance that he wants you to promote by not having what? Spiritual value. By not understanding health value, family value, appearance value, dwelling value, the value of your mobility, the value of your education, the value of your profession, leisure, and wealth to yourself and your community, your people. See, he taught you to take all your goddamn resources and be selfish. And then turn around, give it back to the hyena who gonna give it back to master. See, because that's what you Negroes are doing, who are running around here talking about, we don't need to be talking about no family. These black women ain't gonna never change. These black women ain't this. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. Y'all the same dudes who paying $40 so that gynocrat could go buy a pizza pie for her children while she go back outside and make money on the blade. Y'all are feeding the culture that y'all complaining about. Your master stallion, you're doing exactly what master wants you to do. You're doing what he programmed you to do. Y'all are doing exactly what he wants you to do. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Just like he congratulates Megan. Just like he congratulates and rewards Cardi and Sweetie. Because they're promoting a culture that's creating an environment that they will make money off of forever. Because they know with that culture comes violence, drugs. They know. Because this is what came with that culture on the slave farms when it was being fucking created. Excuse my language. But when it was being built, it was built on violence. They had drugs there. The same things you see in our environment today. Why you brothers don't want to talk about it from that perspective? Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. You could keep talking about the Jezebel, but you don't want to talk about Master Stallion that's over there in the stable. You know, that can inseminate 20, 30 female horses. You know, Master's best stallion. That's you. That's you. That's you. And you want to pretend like you don't take part or play a part in thought culture. See, we're going to dead that today. See, because somebody correct me when I'm wrong. So male thots wasn't made on a slave plantation? So what is a bed bug? That's not a male thot? Huh? Isn't that what the concept of a gigolo is? To sell your own ass? Who culture is that? Who taught us how to do that? Where we learned that at? Huh? Oh, okay. I thought so. I thought so. See, because if we want to grow, fellas, we got to tell the truth. We got to be honest. See, you dudes want to keep complaining because y'all not telling the whole story. Y'all complaining because y'all don't want to deal with the part that y'all have to deal with. You see? You don't want to deal with your own psychological effects. You don't want to deal with your own traumas. That's why you keep pointing that out. Oh, look over there. Over there, guys. Over there. Over there. When if she's not important, why you keep talking about her? This is what I mean. You dudes double talk. 1 minute, they don't matter. We need to be worrying about us. Then every goddamn morning, I look up. Y'all talking about women every day. Preferably black women. And what black women ain't doing and equating all this stuff to slavery and thotting and OnlyFans and all this goofy shit that y'all all partake in. Why should they stop being thots if you dudes are going to continue to pay for it? Maybe if they're, let's get into some business. If there's a demand for something, someone's going to supply it. Am I correct? Y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong in the chat room. Isn't that how supply and demand works? When there's a want or a need, someone fulfills it. Am I correct in the chat room? Y'all let me know in the chat room. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Y'all let me know if I'm exaggerating, if I'm bloviating. if I'm just blowing hot air, y'all let me know. Let me know. When there is a demand, when there's a want or need for a product or service, someone, preferably a business, which can be a businessman or woman, will do what? Provide, meet that person or persons wants or needs. Am I correct? Isn't that business? Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Spot on. Shout out to Father's Time in the building. A-Game family in the building. Shout out to Young Manhood in the building. A-Game Nation. Okay, Fireman says yeah too. So, if you dudes are still wanting to purchase vagina at a discounted price, why y'all on here talking about $40 hollers? Why y'all on here shaming women for the price that they putting on their vagina when y'all are demanding it? Huh? If you talk to the average prostitute or escort, they'll tell you that her high-paying customers are dudes who are married. But y'all saying these women don't want to get married. But most of you Johns are married. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Why do you keep demanding it if y'all don't want it? Because all they doing is doing business. They're fulfilling what you want. Stop demanding escorts and prostitutes. Watch they disappear. Watch they disappear. And am I saying all men are supposed to do this? No, because that's just foolish to say. I'm not saying that this is gonna totally disappear, but it will not be culture. It will not be a cultural standard or socially accepted. It will be taboo like it was back in the day. This is why the women who were doing that hid. This is why they dressed a certain way. It was a certain mystique that they had because it wasn't culture. It was not culturally acceptable because the men, even the men who were paying for these women, had to hide and sneak around and do it. It wasn't promoted in music. It wasn't promoted in fashion. It was taboo because the people knew that this will mess up the environment. And if children who are growing up in this environment, they're going to copy what the culture is, which now this thing will be replicated through our biology. It's a cycle. This is why you see the little 3-year-olds. Uh-oh. This is the culture. brothers, when are you going to stop partaking in it? If you're about black male agency, you know that thot culture don't serve black male agency. You know thot culture serves the gynocracy, which serves white supremacy. So it's either one or the other. It's one or the other. You can't do both. You can't do both. Because then what does that tell the youth? What does that tell the youth that is in the environment? But see, I know why a lot of y'all don't want to do the heavy lifting, because, and I'm gonna talk about this tomorrow. A lot of y'all, and shout out to my brother Ronan. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan. A lot of you brothers like to be mules of convenience. Y'all rather just do what master say do, you know, the go along, get along gang. You rather just go along to get along, you know, do what master say is right, because you're a mule of convenience. You're Master Stallion. I don't have to break up their families no more. I'm going to teach the man and the woman how to destroy their own. I'm going to show them how to destroy their own household and their own communities. I'm going to put it in them to do it for themselves, so they can't say it's us. See? See, because they understand the concept of this. They understand biocothyrons. They understand it. See, because, like it says here, the trifecta of the transformation is achievement of the synergistic effects of biology, culture, and environment as they simultaneously interact to produce the energy needed for transformation, regardless of the outcome being good or bad. You see, this is where the amoral thing comes in. Good or bad, neutral, or whatever works. Whatever works. That's why I broke that down in the amoral pragmatist video. They're not about good or bad. They're neutral. It's about whatever. You know, I'm the gray area. You know, I'm special. I'm in the gray. Like that gets some shit done. But see, when these three things come together, like they brought together in slavery, you get what you get, whether it comes out good or bad. You see? You see? And you know why they don't care about it coming out good or bad? The slave master? Because at the end of the day, he gets money. So that's why there is no moral judgment, because I got my money. So we don't care if it affects the environment good or bad. I got money, so if we got to turn around and fix the environment, or put a little patch, patch it up somewhere, pass a little law here, pass a little law there, we could do that. But for now, we're gonna pillage like they've been doing. We're gonna pillage to show people this is the culture we live in. Dog eat dog. Thot culture. Cannibals, where people cannibalize each other in all forms and walks of life. This is their culture. This is why we live in the environment we live in. Spin the block. If nobody out there, spin it again. And if they ain't out there, if they family out there, do it to their family. This is their culture. This is the culture they instilled in us. You know why? Because they reversed our value system. You see? This is why we behaving like them, because we took after their values. This is why you got op culture. Smoking this, smoking packs. This is the culture. So you're going to complain about the culture, but still get on your social media and say you smoking on such and such. See, we can't do that, brothers. Can't be Master Stallion. We can't be mules of convenience. We're going to get into that tomorrow. See, we can't complain about the environment and what we see and what our children have to see and what our children have to deal with, but we keep aiding and abetting in it. If we're telling black men not to be fathers, why are we complaining about the single mother rate? If we're telling black men don't go have children, what's the sense of having children? If you look at the numbers, it really don't make no sense to have no children. It really don't make no sense to get married. Then how the hell are you complaining about the environment? How are you complaining about the environment? Why are you citing statistics about what's going on in society when you feed the goddamn culture that give birth to the environment that you complaining about? If we men and we supposed to oppose the environment, then how do we oppose thot culture? By being thots? By being thots and complaining about them. Well, these women out here, they just thotting and bopping. I'm about to go get me some. You an idiot. You's a fraud. So blame her for being a thot after you done went and used her. After you done went and paid to get serviced, now there's something wrong with the server. Y'all brothers are dealing with mental health issues, and y'all need to get that addressed. How dare you? Man, these women ain't trying to submit to no men anyway. These women ain't trying to be in no relationships. these women ain't trying to be in no relationships. They ain't, they ain't trying to have no man. But when you horny and drunk and high, you go to back pages. You go to back page. And then wake up the next morning and get on YouTube and say that these broads ain't shit. Are you serious, bruh? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. So you mad at her for providing you a service that you paid for. So after you go get a massage, you get mad at the masseuse. So you paid for a happy ending, but you mad because she was part of the story. What are we doing here, fellas? What are we doing here, fellas? Oh, I know we being Master Stallion. While she running around here being a little hyena, you Master Stallion. That's what you are. See, you the flip side. You the other side of the coin. See, because she needs a John in order to get paid. See, why you not talking about that? When you gonna stop being him? That's the real question. Not when she's gonna straighten up. Because we have Kendra D, shout out to the Crimson Cure, a feminine author and life coach, to whip these women back into shape. We need to be talking about us, bruh. We need to be talking about our affairs. That's what the black manosphere is about. The affairs of black men. We got a woman that's whipping these women into shape. And shout out to the Crimson Cure, because she's doing a hell of a job. So why y'all on y'all platforms basically regurgitating what she talking about? Y'all trying to do her job for her. Why y'all trying to do the job? Why y'all trying to do a female's job? Do the job of the goddamn men. Let's work our shit out. That's the problem in this space. Let's sit down and have a goddamn panel and discuss why y'all so goddamn thirsty. Why you're dehydrated. Why y'all sitting around paying for women pictures and shit in the background. Why we not having whole panels and 8-hour discussions about that? Oh, because it's her fault that y'all salivating over pictures and paying for videos and good morning messages? That's her fault that she looks so good in her pictures. She shouldn't look so provocative, and then I wouldn't spend my money. Please, bruh. You got a problem. You need to sit down with the brothers. You need this, bro. You need this. You need this. A comprehensive system that will assess your life. You need that. The 10 life value system. Shout out to my big bro Ebo. He said, yeah, they want to trick, but be mad at the prostitution that feeds their addiction. No accountability having, weak-minded, spiritually soft men. We coming for all of you. That's a fact. That is a fact, because that cannot exist in this space anymore. Jonathan, goodbye. I don't care how cool you are or how cool you think you are. Bye-bye, Jonathan. Okay? Because you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. And see, I'm not even going to get into how a lot of you dudes be getting these. Oh, man, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Let's not even get into how a lot of you dudes be getting these prostitutes pregnant. Let's not. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. A lot of you dudes have children by escorts. Don't play with me. You met your baby mama on the blade. You met your baby mama paying for sex. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Your longest relationship was an escort. Don't play with me, boy. Get that goofy, take that goofy shit on the road with you. We don't need that in this space. Because you're nothing but Master Stallion. That's what you are. You are here to promote thought culture. Just run around and use your penis. You're here to promote thought culture to men. Be a thought. Don't use your brain. Use your penis. But then y'all get up here and talk about these women who can't have a decent conversation unless y'all talk about sex. But I watch you same dudes avoid supporting platforms who speak about the upliftment of black men while supporting the antics, while supporting the same shit y'all will turn around and come on a platform and complain about. Oh, these women around here don't respect us. Yeah, nigga, because you a customer and you don't buy enough. You don't come in her store enough for her to warrant any respect. You a customer, boy. She don't have to see you as a man because you don't show up as one. You show up as a wallet. You show up as a dick. So she don't have to respect who you are. Because you don't respect who you are. You don't have any respect for your health. So why should she care if you catch something? Huh? Why? You a thought just like her. You a thought just like her. Shout out to Fireman. Appreciate you, bro. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, I forgot. capping is life. And capping has been 90% of you dudes in this space life. It's all been a cap. It's all been a cap. You master stallion. You don't want nothing to change. You know why? Because you're not going to impose the environment. And you know how I know you're not going to impose the environment? Because you're not going to change your value system. Because the values in which you operate under now suits you. It suits your lifestyle. It suits the environment in which you live in. You guys love this shit. Y'all just like to come on here and talk about it. That's all. Because when you click your YouTube off, you're going right to back page. Am I lying? You're going to find the nearest truck stop and see who out there. Am I lying? After you get up here talking all this fly shit and this percentage is not getting married and this percentage won't do this and this percentage won't do that. And as soon as you log off, you go give one of those women a percentage of your goddamn paycheck. Am I lying? Am I lying? You may not like what I'm saying, but am I lying? Most of you dudes only get sex because you pay for it. And y'all all get up here and admit it because y'all all say, well, that's the easy way. You know, no problems. You know, no hassle. So y'all all up here are admitted tricks. So what the hell y'all up here complaining about the environment for when y'all feeding this thought culture? Master Stallion. Keep doing what Master told you to do, boy. You're going to destroy yourself. Just like you get up here and talk about these black women destroying themselves. What you think you doing, bruh? What you think you doing? What you think you doing? By laying up with 50 escorts a month. What you doing, bruh? What you doing? Going to other countries buying stoves. What you doing, bruh? Going to other countries, you know, being a sex tourist. What you doing, bruh? What you doing, bruh? What you doing, broski? Hey, broski, what you doing? Huh, you little thot? What you doing? Oh, you doing the same thing, except you got a penis. Except you got a penis. Huh, little thotty man? You're a little thotty man. That's what you are. A thotty man. You're a thot. That's why these women be coming on here talking about how y'all hygiene is messed up. Y'all be stink. Y'all be dirty. Because you a thot. You a nasty person. You're trash. You're a thotty man. You're a waste man. running around here smelling like outside. But you up here, oh, these women, these women be on ghetto gaggers. While you miss the raging bull for an old white woman running around inseminating her like a pig. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. How y'all dudes be selling yourselves to women. Out here selling y'all asses. Oh, that's not being a thot? That's not being a thot, huh? You know, it's dudes on here who sold their ass for cups of coffee from Starbucks and got flew out. These are facts. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. This dude sold his ass for cups of coffee. She used to just send him coffee money every day and told him to fly out and come give her some peen. And he did it. But then y'all get up here and talk, these women just be taking dudes' money. Y'all sitting here feeding the same system y'all crying about. Stop playing with me. I don't care who feels some type of way. Tell me I'm lying. That's what I want you to get in the comment section to do. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm making stuff up. Do that. Before you get all in your fee-fees and your ho-hos. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm bearing false witness on any dudes in this space. Tell me none of this stuff happened. Tell me none of this stuff happened. Oh, all right. I see a lot of people laughing. Because y'all know it happened. Y'all were here. Yes, I am, Miss Panda Berries. Because, see, I'm tired of dudes saying that they men and that they have integrity and I'm a lion, but you're lying. I'm a lion, but you're lying. On here telling half the story. Up here doing what Master taught you to do. Which is create flying monkeys. Because, see, that's what a lot of these dudes who support you stallions, you master little maggles. See, all the ones who follow y'all, the minions, they don't understand how programmed they are. They don't understand that they're just being used. And they're being used to continue to substantiate the lie. The majority of you men in this space don't want to be married. You don't want to be family men. You don't want to raise any children. Y'all don't want none of that. Y'all want to live like these hot thot boxes that y'all talk about every day. That's how y'all want to live. Y'all want to sleep on air mattresses, wake up, get smutted out, smoke, drink all day, scam, have money, eat out. Y'all want to do all that shit y'all see these little thot boxes doing. Y'all men want to do it. Because, see, we're going to go into that too. Because now you got dudes who was in this space talking about they was red pill, that was traditionally red pill, who is now considering modern man. Oh, could we be modern men? Because these women are modern women. Well, modern women are feminists, you dickhead. Excuse me. But modern women are feminists. So what it is to be a modern man is to be. Y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all stay tuned for that, because I'm going to do a whole video about that. Shout out to the Book of Ronan. He says, I'm trying not to drive off an overpass laughing. A-Game Nation. A-Game Nation, A-Game family, bro. Salute. But I'm going to talk about that in another video. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Much love to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share the show if y'all haven't yet. If y'all appreciated the show, y'all enjoyed the show, donate to the show. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV. As Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where y'all can go. I appreciate all of the donations. If you hit the super chat, I appreciate it. If you hit the Cash App, I appreciate it. Much love to y'all. If you hit the like button, I appreciate the love. I appreciate all the support. Salute to the whole A-Game family, A-Game Nation. We are here and we're here to stay. And the new Black manosphere is here to stay. So shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all. But before we wrap this show up, make sure y'all get down in the description box. Make sure y'all get down in that description box and hit the link to get your A game, fellas. Father's Day is approaching. We got a couple of days left. Make sure you get your orders in today, man, so you can have your order by Father's Day. Get your orders in today. Click the link in the description box. At your checkout, type in promo code SHEEP and the number 10. That's SHEEP and the number 10 to get a discount off on your purchase. I appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to everybody. Shout out to y'all. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, A-Game family, A-Game Nation. And remember, brothers, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build, because we are our own agency. We are our own agency. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
See, wherever I go, stay ready, stay alert, always prepared for whatever. I see you. There's a seat right here. You can see from all angles. I'm ready. It's time to get down to business. Game time.
Hi, honey. I know you just made it to the library, but love of my life, my hero, my lion, you forgot your A game. So come home, take it, and then you can go and conquer the world, black man. Oh, and one more thing. Would it kill you to just wear some socks? I'm just saying. Love you. And can you bring home some milk?
Oh, man. She be killing. Okay. Okay, I'll go back. I'm gonna get my A game. I'm not putting socks on. I'm good. I'm fly. I'm fresh. I'm gonna stop at 7-Eleven and get some milk.